Well, you got more questions for us?
Well, I like it.
I find that the things you guys say do kind of impress me.
Yeah.
Because the moment I think that you're onto something, he debunks you. And then he is debunked by you. So I really need this to continue.
Has that
because
ever
it's
happened?
fascinating.
That happens constantly.
Have I ever been debunked?
All the time.
You never say anything
Look back,
so
we don't
great
debunk.
that needs to be debunked.
Look back at those videos and see if I've been debunked at any time. Other than maybe.
All right,
my
Jim, you have a
pudding
project.
cups.
Okay, we have to say why we're jealous of Marc.
Yeah.
And he has to say why he's better than us.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. You first.
Okay, I can carry a tune.
That's the only thing I can say I'm jealous of you with. That's what I was going to say. You've been able to sing. I've never been able to sing in my life.
How do we know? Because I've asked him for movie channel jingles
Oh my
for the
God.
last 3 years
but
and he hasn't done
I've
any.
heard him in the past, and he had at one point, that he was a good singer.
At one point, but we have no proof of it modern day.
Well, he was on our cruise, and he did go into karaoke.
That was 2 years ago.
Well, that's pretty modern, because I know what I still sound like. So, but as far as everything else,
It took me a long time. It took me a long time to... The only thing is the height.
Really?
Like, where in our family did you get the height?
Uncle Len, probably.
You're taller than Dad.
hey, he's got the height and the width. He beat you twice.
I hope you said wit.
When your height and width are the same,
You guys are such jerks.
yeah. So you're about what, 4 inches taller than I am?
At least.
I'm 5'6".
Okay, and I'm 5'10", so yeah.
On your
Yeah.
toes?
with those shoes that have the like.
The 2-inch lifts.
I'm like this far away from being a dwarf.
Yeah.
So
How's that feel?
I can still technically call myself man-sized.
Well, yeah, but when you're in a grocery store and you're reaching for something and a woman comes up behind you and grabs it for you, does that emasculate you?
That's when you say, "How you doing?"
Yeah, it works for you.
Or,
Here, little boy.
or is it, don't hit me?
So, okay, so there's the singing thing. How about just being able to perform?
That goes under the same realm. Because I can perform in a way, because I talk in front of millions of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people all the time.
But your answer is the same as his answer. I need a different answer from one of you. Either another reason why you're better, or another reason why you're jealous of
The
him.
only thing I'm jealous of him of, it is singing. So,
Okay, so you have to give us a different answer. Why are you better than us?
I'm with the most beautiful woman in the world.
Smooth.
Thanks.
yeah.
You're with currently Dawn. Oh. What do I do with that?
What do you do with that?
I know what you'll be doing with that. Anyway,
Let's move on.
okay, moving on. So, another reason that I am better.
Or one. Not another, one.
I've populated the world more than either of you.
That's true. You're good at procreation.
Yes.
It's turning into a negative creation.
See, I don't know if that's better than us or you're just stupid. Because there's lots of things you can buy in the pharmacy that stop that.
Tomato, tomato.
Magically, a movie is released that is the greatest movie of all time. What genre would you want it to be in? Action, sports, romance, comedy.
Greatest movie of all time?
Greatest movie of all
I'll
time.
take drama.
A great drama.
I love a good drama, a good thriller, something that keeps me on the edge of my toes going, okay, how are they going to get out of this? Or,
a dramatic thriller.
well, it can be, it doesn't have to be like,
Because Braveheart's a drama.
Braveheart's a drama.
But it's awesome.
The Godfather's a drama.
A Few Good Men is a drama. Enemy of the State's a drama. Runaway Jury. All these movies are great.
But you want the thrilling aspect of it.
No, because in Braveheart there's some thrilling parts in that movie.
There's some action.
But I mean, it's drama. It's a drama.
Okay.
Like, I don't mind a movie that has action in it, but it's not the focus of the movie. It's the story and the plot and the drama.
Okay, and currently, in that genre, you would say what is the best to date?
To date? You know what? I watch a movie that I do watch all the time. It's a drama, The Negotiator.
Yeah, you mentioned.
I watch that all the time. Kevin Spacey and Samuel Jackson. Great movie.
Okay.
I'd say sci-fi. I went with the sci-fi, and it can have elements of horror. It can have elements of comedy. It can have elements of drama. But a good sci-fi,
But like, what kind of sci-fi?
like time travel-y type sci-fi.
Fantasy, or like actual science fiction, like where it's based on science.
Yeah, that.
That one.
Yeah,
Okay. And to date, the best one for you is.
it's just still Back to the Future.
I guess that's a sci-fi.
It is. There's
Sci-fi
there's
comedy.
Sci-fi.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's weird, but I'd say horror,
Because there's been nothing good.
because I can't think of a horror movie that scares me. Like, yeah, I watched The Shining when I was 12, and that freaked me out. But horrors are not scary. So if the best movie of all time came out and it was a horror and it scared the crap out of me, I think that would be
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Nowadays, movies are more slasher and jump scares.
I won't lie. I considered horror, but it was sci-fi for me.
Okay. What was a big moment that somehow worked out for you?
Obviously, for me, it's the cancer. When I was diagnosed with cancer,
Many times.
had to leave my job, couldn't work anymore. What the heck am I going to do with life? And it turned out to be a pretty good thing for me in my life. I get to travel the world now. I started a channel. I have a ton of friends out there. I'm cruising all the time. I'm living in a bigger home than I ever dreamed of living in at that time, for sure. I mean, I was the boss, like one of the supervisors in a great big corporation, and I was living in a one-bedroom apartment, barely able to afford anything, and working all the time. So yeah, much better off.
Okay.
I'd say when I found out my first wife was on drugs.
Uh-oh.
But it worked out for me. I got out of that situation.
Does that qualify?
Why wouldn't it?
It took you a little while to get out of that situation.
Not once I found out. No.
No? That led to the resolution?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Mine was when I went over to teach English in Korea. I said, I'm alone. I lived with some roommates, but I wanted to do something on my own. So I went out and I said, I think there's a grocery store 25 minutes that way. And so I went up there. And interestingly enough, they have hot dogs, but they're all individually wrapped. Side note. Anyway, then I said, just down there, there's this famous building. It's like a big complex building where tourists go. And so I went down there, I walked around, and then it was getting dark. And I said, where do I go to get home?
Which direction?
What direction is it? It's 25 minutes away. I don't recognize anything. I don't have a phone number. I can't speak the language. I said, okay, many bad words came out of my mouth. But
Was one of them, I'm an idiot for not
yes,
paying attention to where I'm going?
and
Mark was right. I am stupid.
I just started walking, and I somehow got home. Like, the place where I was walking led me to my house.
Wow. That's good. But maybe Korea's just laid out that way. It doesn't matter which way you go.
Yeah, it's like Rome.
You get home.
All roads lead home.
Wow, I picked a great place to live.
That sounds like, didn't you call me once? You called me on the cell phone and said, I'm trying to find this road and I can't find it. I'm on the Queensway and I don't know where it is. I said, well, where are you? You said, well, I just passed the stadium. Stadium's out of town. Stadium's way through the city.
Okay.
And you were looking for something like the 2nd Street in the downtown core.
I had never been to... I was looking for First Line Road. right?
First line.
First line. You were living out in Orleans past first line, or 10th line, sorry.
10th line.
10th line. Past 10th line road. And
By the way,
I had never
the
been.
stadium's in the opposite direction.
It is. I had never been. So I came into town, I passed, and I drove for what I thought was forever. And I was like, I must have gone too far.
You did.
So I turned around. I got off the Queensway and I started going the other way. And then I'm passing the Palladium again. And then I'm like, no, this can't be right. So I called you and I'm like, where are you at? And you were like, where are you at? I'm like, oh, I just passed the Palladium. Turn around, Mark.
Yeah.
Turn around and keep driving.
And go about double the distance you just did.
Yeah.
In the opposite direction.
Eventually I found you.
Yeah, another time, I took the bus out to go to his place, and he lives in a town out of town called Orleans, and he lives on the east part. I get off right when I hit the west part. We didn't have cell phones at the time.
No, there was no cell phones.
Okay, what do? I know he lives in a house that looks like this. And I just start walking, and 30 minutes later, I was there.
Yeah. Just like Korea.
Yeah.
It's in my blood.
Somewhere God was up there going,
Found your superpower.
here we go. Let me turn the globe around. All right.
Thank you, God. Another moment.
There's lots.
Yeah, I go on my honeymoon over to Europe. We go to Bulgaria, and there's the Black Sea, and we go to a resort there. Beautiful waves, beaches, and we go on the beach, and oh yeah, it's Europe. And everybody's topless.
What?
Yeah. On my honeymoon, I'm at a topless beach.
But it was all men.
Oh no, the men were all wearing Speedos, and they had six packs.
Really?
Yeah.
And then there's Paul.
And then there's Paul.
But I'm still married, so it all worked out. Okay, last one, and we got a boogie.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Often, men are portrayed as the buffoon, while the woman is portrayed as the smart, in-control type.
That's how you know it's a movie.
Do you have a problem with this?
I don't really care. It's always the husband in a commercial
I feel like
that
you-
doesn't know how to open milk.
I feel like you've complained about this before.
Doesn't matter open.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. Well, especially when you're creating a character now, where the women can have no flaws. So a superhero like Captain Marvel can have no flaws.
Men can't come in to save the day anymore. Stuff like that.
Yeah, but when you're writing a male character, it doesn't matter. He can have flaws, right? He can make mistakes.
In fact, the more the better.
But the big thing is commercials. You never see a husband and a wife looking at each other and the wife can't open the milk, or they're opening the dishwasher and the wife is scraping food from the plate saying it's clean, I just have to scrape the food. No, it's always a man. It's always the guy that's always.
Do you have
the
a problem
buffoon.
with this?
Well, it's just
Sounds like it.
it's a stereotype. So I'm just saying it is what it is, and it's been that way
Yeah, but
all the time.
We know it is what it is. Do you have a problem
I
with
don't
it?
have a big problem with it. The only place I have problems like commercials like that's all fine. Advertising, that's fine. The problem I have is when they're writing characters and they go, well, we can't have any flaws because it's a woman. I just want them to be a good character.
You don't like Mary Sue's?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a problem with it?
A little bit, but just mildly. It's not a huge problem with it. I feel like it's a tired trope now. Like it had its day, right? Even go back as far as Three's Company, with Jack Tripper, and he's, there were men have always played the comic relief, which is fine. But now it's to the point where, men are stupid and can't do anything.
Okay, my take on this is that I'm good with it because I think men are good at playing buffoons. And often the woman does not come off as a buffoon. However, there have been very enjoyable points where they made the woman a buffoon, like in Bridesmaids, and it came off wonderfully. I wish they would do that more. Like Bridget Jones' Diary, I like when, she's not the smartest person in the room. I like the Bridesmaids.
Because that's entertaining.
Yeah. I wish they would experiment more with that, but like get it right. I just like the buffoonery, and I think men do it better because they. I don't know. It's just.
Are you saying that you think men are better at even at being buffoons? Like,
yes. However, like that roast for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That woman comedian, she was
On point.
She was amazing. That was comedy. You put that in a movie, I'm all in. You just gotta find the right ingredients.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that.
But I have no problem when I see a dumb guy on TV. I think they're good and funny, right?
Yeah.
And how often is it always the...
Or that video that I showed you about racism.
I'm sure they know what they're talking about.
Can't remember.
The female comedian, no?
Can't remember.
She clutched her purse. Anyway, it was hilarious.
Oh, once again, Mark inspires us with his comments.
That's all I got. That's all. Like,
That's
wait.
all the time I have.
Okay, yeah, that was 3 pages of questions. We're done.
All right, good.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've stayed tuned for all these videos.
There's nobody
Watched
left.
everyone.
There's
and
nobody
we
left watching.
Released it in order.
We have 4 subs now.
That's 2 more than yesterday.
Yay! It's a bunny.